What's got you again, huh? Here's the thing, I keep asking around about them, and no one seems to know what I'm talking about. Could you maybe describe them for me, please?
Have you seen my father? Yes? He looks exactly like that, except angrier. I know. Difficult, but possible. Here you go, do some.
What? There must be some mistake. Prince, you're giving this to me?
I am.
I want you to know we all appreciate you, Dusa. Don't work yourself too hard on my account, okay?
Okay, here's what I wonder. She's connected with all the various snakes on her head. Do they share taste buds? Or is it simply that the main head drinks it and the other ones don't taste it? Or if the little snakes taste it, does she still get the enjoyment out of drinking it? Because it all ends up in the same place. Well,
You'll get them next time, Prince. I'm sure.
I mean, if you look at it,
I think.
where does it go? It's in his stomach.
Hey, good to see you back here, boy. I'm glad you're back on guard duty. Even if it means having to find a way past you. You know you're just doing your job.
The fear-inducing hellhound eyes the underworld prince uneasily. His 6 ferocious eyes, each glistening within the dim light of the house.
Don't know if I'd say 6 ferocious eyes. Maybe 2 at best, that head on the left there.
See you, boy.
How you doing, Nix?
Your father is not here and you are back. Then it can only mean one thing. Are you all right, my child?
Doing fine, thanks for asking.
Yes, I think so, Nix. Returning here by father's hand does put a special sting into it, though. So, any invaluable tips on how to vanquish him? Some hidden weaknesses only you know about, something like that?
You know his weaknesses better than anyone. Better even than he. It pains me to know that the conflict between you could not be settled in some other way. But if this is how it has to be, destroy him for me. Next you fight up there. However long it takes. Would you do that?
I will.
I would. I will.
Okay, another question. In theory, we have this Hades man with his helm of darkness, turns you invisible. If I could get my hands on that, or something like it, I could just walk past him every time. Wouldn't have to fight him. You don't have to... Murder is not your only solution there, Zagreus. An option is always to sneak around. I know you're not great at thinking, but sometimes you might be able to do it. You have not been given a gift, though. So would you be so kind as to take this here, Demeter?
Good Lady Demeter, you've shown me warmth and generosity, and I am very grateful for it. Please accept this as a small token of my appreciation.
An offering well suited for the season there, young Zagreus. In turn, as you are honorable and obedient, you'll have from me what the mortals have not.
Oh my. Fair enough. Probably the most boring room, specifically. Because optimally, you just dodge around stupidly like this.
Oh, great.
You know something, Redblood? In retrospect, I should have known this wasn't going to be a quick job.
Very well.
Say both gods and mortals are notoriously poor at estimating how long it takes to get anything done.
Normally when I'm on the job, they grovel, then they scream. They shut up eventually, but not you. At least, not yet.
These guys have to be talking to some sort of code. You know, after this is done, they go off into a side room and something happens. Because that's too much charged language for just nothing.
Multiple foes sighted.
Real helpful there, Zagreus. I do see them, multiple foes. And, don't need my main character being a backseat gamer there.
Still toiling around within Elysium, I see. Battling my brethren. In the name of glory, is that it?
I'm heading for the surface. Though your brethren are slowing me down. whether for glory or at my father's behest.
Your father? Ah, that's right. But you're the prince, aren't you? You must see plainly, then, what your birthright amounts to. You're no better off than any of us here. Now go.
Very depressing, friend. Even down here, there's stuff you can do to have fun. Unless you're in your moody emo phase. Goodness, woe is me, woe is the world. Everything is awful.
This is for you, Master Chaos. Everyone beneath the heavens and earth enjoys this stuff.
You honor me in making such an offering, although please, it is not necessary to endear yourself using material means, for it is the thought alone which counts.
Yeah, well, you don't like me speaking, so my options really only come down to material means. Unless you got gestures you enjoy.
You'll not drive a wedge between us, fiend. Asterius and I share a fraternal bond forged from the strongest bronze, nay, adamant. But you have caused us both offense, so die.
Two knowledges of metal are adamant and bronze. Really gotta widen your knowledge base there, Theseus. One of them is almost worthless, and one of them is one of the strongest materials in existence.
Fishing time?
Fish!
After deliberating briefly, Cerberus concludes that yes, he shall accept the sack.
Cerberus.
You know now what you're doing here is without any purpose whatsoever. Even if I don't slay you myself, you'll simply perish when you cross that threshold there. And yet you still persist.
I do. Besides, making these treks helps pass the time during the ongoing underworld renovations, and I'll be in tip-top shape once they're complete.
Would that we had a little more support. The renovations could have been complete by now. As ever, you think only of yourself. But if you must insist like this, then you will find me waiting for you once you get here. Every single time.
Sounds like my father trying to enlist me on various projects around the house back when I was younger. Saying, oh, if you just helped out, it's only going to take a little bit and then it'll be done. And 6 hours later, nothing is done and you're tired, sweaty, exhausted. Phase 1 down. Phase 1 down.
Finish this.
Oh.
Now that we had our little warm-up, it is time that we began in earnest.
You say warm-up, I'd say heart-pounding struggle and battle. Potato, potato. But here we go for phase 2. Stand in your inferno. And did it! And did it! No damage, Hades.
Are you? Even now, knowing Mother wants to see me again.
Blast you. You shall ruin everything. With all your damnable questions.
Then die already, and get the hell out of my way.
Ungrateful.
Oh, that was ruthless. Final talking.
I did it.
We did it. We got it, and we got there.
All manner of fruits and vegetables thrive within the hidden gardens of Persephone, the one-time queen of all the underworld. A world of life, far from the realm of death.
Okay. Persephone, the goddess of harvest, which means presumably she likes vegetables. Were there vegetables down in Tartarus? Presumably when she was down there, she, grew something. But otherwise, my diet must have consisted of, not even meat, because there's no living things down there. So what did I eat? What do I eat for fun? Do I just drink all the time? Is that it? Do I have to import everything?
What are these? I'm trying, but I can't stay that much longer, I don't think.
Oh, my dear son. Then please, ask Hades what you asked of me. Why he would lie. Tell him I must know, the same as you. And you farewell. Until we meet again.
So we meet again.
Until we...
So edgy. Until we... Couldn't even get out 2 words. It's almost the same amount of syllables.
Father, you...
Do you hear that? There's a little... like a dog drying themselves off as he swung his hair from side to side.
I hope I haven't been inconveniencing you too much with all the visits to the temple lately, boy. Say, how do you get back? Charon giving you a lift?
Thus asks the prince his question of the guardian of the gates of hell, knowing full well the multi-headed monster keeps a wide berth of the river boatman, as to all with any sense.
Just kidding, boy.
Wait, that means he has a special stairwell that he gets to go up. Why don't I just wait, pretend to leave, come back, and then see where he goes? Probably behind that curtain right there in the corner.
He's not really that great.
Keep it down.
You gotta wonder how much hair gel he needs to make his mustache twist like that. It's gotta be a substantial amount.
My foster brother's wayward son appears. I too once lost a child, Zagreus. I was quite foolish with her from the start. Her father was a base-born farm boy, worshipped me. He's gone as well, of course. Only the cold remains.
You have a really big superiority complex. Just calling him a base-born farm boy that worshipped you, and that's the reason you fell for him and had a kid? That's... fair enough, I guess.
Going to try and make it out of here again and again, is it? Well, they say repetition is the key to mastery, Prince said. Now here, I'll send you on your way.
Okay, I'll just take, I'm trying to complete this run, so I'll take the money.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, another thing. This guy's supposed to push a boulder uphill all eternity, constantly falls down. This is... I guess it's supposed to be a skull, but those 2 handholds are where he pushes with his hands. That's the one in the middle for it, then. We have enough for both of these. Good.
Cheers, mate.
One cannot put a price on love, but on my blessings from the boatman for my dearest, I'd say we're settled up.
You say you can't put a price on love, but people that are fabulously wealthy have a much better shot at it. So I'd say you very much can put a price on love.
Hey there, hon. So what do you think? Pretty good tune, right? Don't know how come everybody doesn't sing. Lightens the mood, passes the time. What's not to like?
It's because some people don't have the ability to sing. And, their vocal range is really weird and not standard to the average song. Not me, of course. I have a wonderful singing voice that I will never show off. Just, trust me on this.
It's a beauty.
I've got to hand it to you, Zag. You're easy to track down. The shades of Tartarus are beginning to fear you even more than your Lord Father.
Oh, they won't fear me once they get to know me?
I'm not so sure about that. Even I'm beginning to fear you, I think. Seems I don't know you as well as I thought.
Hey, just because I'm able to slaughter dozens, if not hundreds, if not thousands of the denizens of Tartarus, doesn't mean I'm not a swell guy. If they didn't come at me with the intent to murder, they wouldn't found out that I'm capable of genocide on a mass scale. I cannot lose a life to Hydra. That is like the ultimate disrespect. And the slow and boring, they can't hurt me, but it's gonna take me a little while to kill them. Classic.
I see a fish.
What fish?
I have recovered, as you can plainly see, monster, as has Asterius. And this time, we are filled with renewed vigor to destroy you utterly.
So we're locked in an endless cycle of violence, basically. I guess that's one way for you to pass the time here in this stodgy place.
Also, really the only way you threaten me is once you call the gods' power down. I mean, Minos can do his, like, super rage form. But the gods are the only reason you're a threat at all. If they just stopped answering, you'd be trivial.
You take that back about Elysium.
All in a line. And then some other stuff that I'm in rap about.
Every blasted time.
You were never supposed to live. Took all of Nyx's strength to circumvent what should have been a certainty. Now you cannot stay dead. Such is the wry humor of the fates.
Wow. Tells me a lot about our relationship if that's the first thing you open with after I disobey you a few times. Goodness.
You strike at your own father. What choice does that leave me?
To not be here and leave? Pretty simple. Obviously someone's the problem, and you're the one keeping me down here against my will. So, I think it's a pretty clear choice. Without even using Death's Defiance! Oh!
Blast. That you of all my kin would be the one to do this to me. Why? You...
Got him. That was awesome. That was awesome. Probably my best run. All those Centaur hearts, totally worth it.
By my father. So bright.
Probably shouldn't stall there every time, since every minute with the dear old mother is precious. Oh,
I'm here.
Speaking of precious time.
Let me ask you something, Mother, if you please. If you had found out that I was born and very much alive, would you have come back?
Would I have come back? To see my only child? Had I but known you lived, I would have gladly gone through hell again to see you, Zagreus. Of course I would have.
But now that you're old, I'm not going to come to see you so you don't have to torture yourself in pain so we can have a conversation. Instead, I'll stay up here and make it a torturous journey for you to come see me for a whole 15 minutes before you die again. Makes the talk so much more rewarding.
Well, pray tell me something, Zagreus. How is she lately, Eurydice, I mean. Her hair, fall colors or full bloom. Her poise, as proud and supple as the oak.
She's all right, Orpheus. Seems comfortable within her little place in Asphodel. The only thing that seems to bother her at all is when I mention you. Is there nothing you can do to patch things up?
Alas, I cannot change the past, my friend. So no. As you can plainly see by now, I'm dead to her. Rightfully so, at that.
But that's just a technicality. I mean, you're here, she's there. So what if you're not breathing anymore? You have all eternity ahead of you. Don't you want to see her again?
Don't I want to see my Eurydice again? Why, yes. That more than anything, my friend. Provided she wanted to see me. I tried once to disturb her everlasting rest, as you well know, and that did not pan out as I had hoped.
You're not making this easy, Orpheus.
Yeah, you have eternity, and you're just gonna sulk but constantly think of her, and she you. That seems very much like people who aren't good at communication. Reason why most relationships fail.
Checked the contracts, cleared the ledgers, set the tables, washed the windows.
Really gotta have someone with hands do a job like this. I don't know how awkward it is. It's like, I mean, it could be a form of torture, for what she did in life, but man. And I can slide around if I need to. I find this funny, this attack animation. Just standing there holding a attack.
Say, were you hunting vermin near the surface lately, Zagreus? That's practically just like the real thing. It must have been a thrill.
Yes, I was hunting vermin on the surface, in fact. Got one big one that just keeps pestering me and doesn't want to go away. Seems like an infestation.
See you next time.
The Sullen Artemis reached out to you, did she? Oh, that's adorable, dearest. Just don't make any sudden movements with her,
You saying that she enjoys chasing her prey? To each their own.
And where do you think you're going, fiend? Thought you might scoot right past Asterius and myself without a fight.
I was hoping that you learned your lesson after these multitudes of times of me bashing your head in.
No, on quite the contrary.
Fang-bearing Cerberus directs all three of its attentions toward the satyr sack.
Yes, oh my. These developers know exactly what they're doing with this.
Thank you, boy.
There's no two ways about it.
There was a time when Cerberus would never have permitted any soul to exit through that gateway there behind you.
Yeah, but he's a changed man ever since he discovered the satyr sacks.
Oh, that can't be.
That was not trivial. That was easy.
You cannot escape. None of us can. You shall soon follow.
Yes, I know. Fortunately, I'm stuck down here, same as you. Thanks for watching. You should watch another. Please.